What's up, everybody? Frozen Titan here, back again playing some wild Hearthstone. Today we're going to take a look at the BIG Shaman that I've been playing recently. Kind of a fun deck, and one of the two classes I haven't really been able to cover this month in the month of May. Yeah, that was kind of my goal, getting back the YouTube videos going, and wanted to get through all 10 classes in the month of May. So we're wrapping up pretty soon here, and have yet to post a video on a Shaman deck as well as a Hunter deck. So, yeah, pretty much my philosophy there is, you know, people tend to main certain classes, so you want to see deck lists that are out there that are current, so hopefully you can stay up to date with those, as well as if you're just interested in finding new decks or new classes to play. Hopefully this gives you enough tools to get going on those new decks and figure it all out. So we're playing up against a discard Warlock here, so in kind of matchups where you see a lot of those synergies, Devolve, really key card. Two of the Serpent Shrine Portal. Really one thing you're looking for on your mulligan is this, regardless of what matchup you're playing. If you're playing more of an aggro matchup, you definitely want that Maelstrom, that Devolve. And then a Farsight, you know, you won't really complain about too much. So this discarded the Fist of Jaraxxus, right? So not too keen to give him something right away, but the 1/3 is not very threatening, so let's go ahead and dispatch the 2/1 here. Okay, get the Hot Spring Guardian. Yeah, the Serpentine Portal has really good synergy with the Fist of Raden, so you know we summon a legendary at the cost of the spell that we play. That's kind of where our early to mid game starts to take off, is when we can get the Fist online. Then we, much like other big decks of the past, big Priest, big Druid, you know, whatever big deck you've played before, we're just trying to cheat out as much things as possible. So we're trying to cheat out Walking Fountains, Colossus of the Moon, Scrapyard Colossus, and our good old buddy Yashiraj. So we have the Muck Morpher as a way to start to get some mini versions of those. And as maybe you've seen in past iterations of big decks, you know, getting a tiny Yashiraj off really starts to snowball everything else. So let's see if we can kind of pull off something here. Wouldn't complain about a Walking Fountain here either, or a Scrapyard Colossus. Do get the Yashiraj, so pretty nice pull there. See what it pulls out of our deck. We get the Colossus. So yeah, pretty much dream turn 5 right there, especially against aggro. So Colossus really shines because of its synergies with Reincarnate. So, you know, if we're able to get the Colossus on the board, reincarnate it, you get the Scrapyard Colossus as well as a Fellcraft Colossus on board. Really nice synergy. Yeah, kind of really have been enjoying this card in the deck, and I think it shines really well. So, see the Walking Fountain come out here. We'll go ahead and Eureka that. So one thing to keep in mind is when to play certain cheat spells. So Eureka is great because it doesn't have a super big downside. It summons a copy, so that minion continues to stay in your hand. Ancestor's Call can have some of the downsides that like a Dirty Rat has, where you might summon out something out of their hand that you really can't deal with. So probably have some removal online. It does take it out of your hand, so you won't be able to, you know, summon a copy of it later. Ancestor's Call is really amazing when we talk about combo decks and how we would beat combo decks. So I'm sure you can figure out how to utilize that to its fullest potential. But keep an eye out for those possibilities whenever possible to go ahead and Ancestor's Call and get a Mecha'thun out or one of the pieces of that Mecha'thun deck. Feels really good and is a pretty common way I've beaten combo decks with this current Big Shaman deck. Okay, seen that other Doomguard get discarded, so don't have to worry too much about Doomguard shenanigans. Okay, gets the Hand of Gul'dan. Pretty tempting devolve board. So one thing that's nice as well that I'll point out here is the ability to reincarnate a minion to essentially bring it back at full life. So we see that we've lowered this to a 4/1. Normally we'd be a little concerned or maybe think about Healing Rain, but we just spend 2 mana, we get that 4/8 back, and then we can continue to clear the board. So what's nice there is it's It's kind of like that 312 minion. I think it's like Batter something. Sorry, I can't remember the full name of the minion. Where you can just continuously attack. So getting the 4 attacks off on the Walking Fountain feels really good. So that matchup kind of lasted not too long. So we'll take it into one more matchup and see if there's any other synergies we can highlight. I think one thing we didn't get to in terms of the early to mid game is how your decisions can be changed by you know, Farsight getting onto certain cards. So lowering the cost of like a Fist of Ra-Den, the cost of your Muckmorpher, of your Hagatha scheme, you know, as you start to get in this mid deck range, you get to have, you know, really good possibilities. So, you know, I've been seeing a lot of different flavors of Druid, so do find this mulligan a little hard. Saw kind of a token version earlier, almost like the spell version that's in standard. Been seeing the Jades. Think we just full mulligan here. Try to get some of our early package back to just, you know, be able to deal with anything. Do see the Muckmorpher in hand, which is pretty nice, and then the Eureka to combo with after. So no complaints there. All right, we do have that Farsight, so we'll see maybe how that affects our early game. We did not get a chance to see the Ancestor's Call, but, you know, again, do keep... okay, it looks like it's the spell version. Do keep a removal spell on, you know, nearby when you're using your Ancestor's Call. Ancestor's Call with caution. So let's see what he comes out with on turn 3. Okay, another Rising Winds. See if he draws a card here or not. Okay, we get our Portal up. So the nice thing about Portal here is we can cast this on 3. We can Farsight on 4 because we only have 3 mana. And then we're still okay to Muckmorph on 5. So just go ahead and Portal face. And we'll see what we get back. One thing I do find weird about the Portal, I do feel like I lag when I play this Portal. So yeah, something to keep in mind there. Alright, so he is playing some type of combo deck here. So we do need to find our Ancestor's Call and hopefully start to deal with it. Alright, we get the 1 mana Fist, so some interesting plays to be had here. You know, on a turn 6 we could coin out the Fist as well as Eureka for some interesting plays, but we'll need a minion in hand to do that. Kind of 2 downsides I've seen with this deck is either running out of steam or just not being able to generate any threats early on. Because the threats we play are so condensed and so, you know, at times draw dependent, you really can hit like a turn 8 and not have played a minion aside from a totem, and that feels pretty bad. So, you know, that's probably pretty heavily influenced by your mulligan, so do try to follow some good mulligan strategies as you're playing through the deck. Okay, we saw 1 Moonfire come down already, which is not a super good sign for him, considering he needs those Moonfires, generally speaking, for his combo for Malygos. Do get the Yasharj again. I think it's been a while since I've pulled off this two games in a row. But we do see that anti-synergy in ripping out the Muckmorpher, so kind of both halves of the sword there. Okay, we see the swipe here. So he's already played 2 spells that should be fairly important to his combo. We know he has some combo pieces in hand, so as soon as we get that Ancestor's Call, we'll look to deal with that. Yeah, so we have the Fist online. So this is kind of what I'm starting to talk about, where you have a few awkward turns in there. So, you know, we could look to get the Fist online, get some low value out of Vivid Spores, but get a 4-mana legendary. I think that's where we'll look to go here. Got to keep the pressure going on board. Do get to see our good old buddy Whizbang. So yeah, unfortunately never made it into standard. Lost but not forgotten. Nobody who, you know, pretty much only played Whizbang decks for a long time. So definitely was a way to get your friends involved in the game or keep them involved in the game. But unfortunately, don't see him anymore.
So many contradictions.
Okay, we see the Reno come out. Seems a little early for the Reno there. Again, we're up creek without a paddle. So I think what we do here, attack into the Reno. We'll go ahead and get one of our healing rains off and summon a 3-mana legendary. Nice thing about 3-mana legendaries is, yeah, you're seeing one of them right now. The Zentimo has an insane combo with the Serpent Shrine Portal. You can also get, I believe, King Mukla's a 3-mana one as well. So you get pretty good value there getting a 5/5 out. Yeah, starting to get a little worried about his combo potential, so really hoping to get one of these Ancestor Calls here soon. I think it was this turn 4, these two in the middle that were his Psych Melon draws. Okay, kind of a weird flex on the healing totem there. Probably would have taken out the Zentimo, but yeah, again, another not so good turn here. Go ahead and get a Spirit down on Whizbang. Do get a nice Zentimo effect with that. Oh, and then we get, we have Whizbang at home, Zale the Shadow Cloak. Okay, so we're kind of, having a mixed bag here, but still trying to do as much as we can. Pretty much need to get into one of our far sites would be a really good draw if we don't get, one of the things that we've been talking about for a while, like the Ancestor's Call or anything else. Okay, we see him hovering. Okay, Malfurion. Not too hurt on about seeing Malfurion there. Seems to be playing it pretty slow. Pretty much indicating that he doesn't have those combo pieces. Okay, we'll get the portal off here. So we get the minion from the portal. We do summon a Pagel. So Pagel, I'm sorry, the Darkfisher. Pagel's the other Nat Pagel in here. Gives an interesting opportunity to mill him at certain times. Also gives an interesting opportunity to just, potentially win people the game. So we do see Aviana come out here, probably spelling our demise. So we see Kuhn. Yeah, well, we should see Malygos here, right? Just kind of wondering what... Okay, we see Geppetto. Yeah, wondering what spells he has left here. So... we have the Living Roots, a Swipe, a Moonfire.
Need a hand, explorer?
Okay. Oh, let's see what he gets out. Oh, double Malygos. Okay. Yep, that's a way to do it. And he has Starfires. Dang. GG. But yeah, was able to show off at least, some of the downsides I've found in the deck, but this is the deck that I've been playing with Shaman recently. I think it has certain downsides. Definitely not one of the main decks I've been playing, or one of the main classes really, but I just haven't been enjoying the even Totem Shaman that's out there. So I wanted to find something different and go ahead and showcase it. But yeah, that kind of covers what I've been doing with the BIG Shaman recently. Hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please like or subscribe. If you have any deck suggestions, please leave them in the comments. looking to hopefully get a hunter to cover to, you know, really round out the month of May with all 10 classes. So see you again next time.